Alright, so Gozyuger isn't cancelled. I know last week's episode was really crazy and it ended on that crazy ending where the bad guys won and the good guys lost, but it looks like we got I can't do the joke. Okay, so Gozyuger episode 16. This show continues to be fantastic. Tuning in the Gozyuger every single week, it never misses a beat. I'm never bored. I'm enjoying each episode each week. And this episode was no other exception, as it continues to be a fantastic show. As this week's episode, we're introduced to our sixth ranger, Gozyu Polar, Mashiro, and his mecha, or his robo, his Zord, whatever you want to call it, Goodburn, or Tega Canute, whatever you want to call it. But we're introduced to our sixth ranger, and he is so freaking cool. He makes the best sixth ranger introduction out of all the six rangers I think that we've met so far. I mean, he punches a mech and it blocks the punch with a single punch. If that doesn't scream badass and total awesomeness, and I don't know what doesn't. But let's talk about the plot, because we got a bit of lore tidbits in this week's episode. So last week's episode, the bad guys won, the good guys lost, and the world was reset. And whatever this reset did to the world, it looks exactly the same. I mean, the episode even opened exactly how episode 1 opened, where Horo was working at the convenience store, but instead of Horo standing up to the robbers or the thieves, you had Mashiro do it, and Mashiro just gave the guy popsicle instead of, him burning himself in the face with like the cheese sausage. And there's other parts of this reset of the world that left me scratching my head wondering, will this get explained later down the line? Because in this episode, we saw our other rangers and they were acting very different compared to how they usually act. You had the Green Ranger back as an old man, you had Sumino being obsessed with organic food, you had kind of like the landlord lady, and you had Ryugi in some kind of weird relationship where they sort of ran the cafe together. That was kind of weird. You had Byakuya, he was like super nerdy and studying for exams and stuff like that. So our rangers weren't exactly the same, but then they show up halfway through the episode and they're perfectly normal, and even Horo's like, oh, you're back to normal already, and they're like, what are you talking about? So I do wonder if that's going to get explained later down the line, because you did have this scene where Horo got his memories restored by Mashiro, but we didn't see the others get their memories restored. So will they get explained later on in the episode, or were the other rangers just being goofy for the sake of being goofy? I have no idea. But going back to the universe reset, because it looks like it didn't actually work, because we get explained by Tegasword, because you have this scene in the episode where Tegasword is just normal size and he's just hanging out with Horo, and it's really freaking cool. I kind of wish we got to see more of it in this week's episode. But we get lore in this episode, we get bits of lore, and we find out that the universal reset didn't actually work, because it looks like the bad guys are missing an essential piece of the recreation of the world, and that is the Ring of the Prince. But not only that, it looks like other Sentai rings they might be needing as well to sort of reset the universe as well. But they mainly need the Ring of the Prince, which is Goodburn's ring, or Prince Canute's ring, whatever they call him. I know I'm going to call him Prince Canute, and people are going to be like, that's wrong actually. He was called like Casanuga or something like that. I know I just watched the episode, but I'm going to call him Goodburn because that's what he got renamed to in this episode. But it looks like that reset didn't work, and how Tegasword explains it by saying maybe the world was just half-hassedly reset instead of like a full recreation, so that's why some things are kind of the way they seem in this world are still the same, with like the other rangers and stuff like that. But let's talk about Mashiro. Let's talk about freaking Gozyu Polar. I've talked about his design. His design is fantastic, an amazing design. Probably my favorite Six Ranger design since Jeremy. Jeremy is going to be a hard White Ranger design to top out of all the White Rangers or Six Rangers we've had in Super Sentai. And Gozyu Polar having the champion robes that he's got on him is freaking amazing, because it works with the aesthetic that character fights with, or how he fights, because, he fights like a boxer. So it really works really well with him, because, he comes out like the champion. And Mashiro's whole goal is that he wants to be a better god than Tegasword. But big lore drop we got with Mashiro in this episode is that he was the previous winner of the Universal Battle. So, you know that stuff we saw in episode 0, where you had Tegazord standing on top of the robot graveyard and everyone else sacrificed themselves. So it looks like that Mashiro was the one piloting Tegazord in that episode 0, kind of like a little bit of a retcon, insert lore from stuff we didn't know about, whatever you want to call it. But he was the one championing Tegazord, and Tegazord, like I said, he wants to be better than Tegazord, but him and Tegazord have history. So that's why he looks down on Horo and calls him second gen. So that's the backstory between that. Now, one thing that they did do, and it really caught me off guard, and that is they changed the opening for this week's episode. Instead of getting winner Gozyuger, we got UB1 winner done by Hiroshi Kidadani. And if you don't know who Hiroshi Kidadani is, they're in Jam Project. They're mostly known for doing the One Piece openings like We Are, We Go, and Us and stuff like that. So if you've heard a One Piece opening before, then you've probably heard this guy before. And it was a bopper of an opening. I really, really freaking loved it. And I hope that we get to see this song again later down the line. I know it's the insert song for Gozyu Polar, but it was so cool to see. I mean, the visuals for this opening, it was like an anime opening with how they put it together. And I get the feeling that we might see these visuals again, because why film all this extra stuff and make it go to waste? I mean, it was such a really cool opening. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, because it doesn't look like that Gozyu Polar will be joining the team anytime soon. It looks like that he wants to do his own thing, because like I said, he wants to become a god. His goal or his wish is to become a better god than Tegazord. So that's going to be his driving factor moving forward. So who knows when he's going to join the team. I hope he doesn't join the team. I hope he's like Abare Killer from Abaranger, where he's a 6th ranger, but he doesn't join the team in the end. He just does his own thing. And I get the feeling that might be the direction they'll be going with Gozyu Polar moving forward. Like, he's not going to join the team for the next couple of episodes or at all, because I get the feeling that he won't want to work with the team if he wants to surpass Tegazord, which is the mech that they all pilot and the Yellow Ranger worship. So I get the feeling that he might be a sort of supporting ranger, but he's going to be an antagonist towards our heroes as well. That's my speculation. That's my theory. But this was a fantastic episode. Like, I can't wait to see where this show is going to go moving forward, because it wows me every single week, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with it next. But once again, Gozyuger continues to be fantastic. It continues to be an amazing show, and I can't wait to see where it's going to go next week. What did you guys think of this week's episode of Gozyuger? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are your predictions with Gozyu Polar? Do you like this new 6th Ranger? Do you hate this new 6th Ranger? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and with that said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, and bye.